It's a fairly unusual election when a party leader loses their own seat. It's famously happened to John Howard, of course, as Prime Minister in 2007. But this time it's happened to two party leaders, Opposition Leader Peter Dutton on the night, and today the Greens leader Adam Bandt. It's quite incredible, really, because Dutton was leading in the polls just a couple of months ago, and Bandt went into this campaign fully expecting to be sharing power with Labor. Instead, Labor has a thumping majority, and the Greens have lost 3 of their 4 lower house seats, including their leader's seat of Melbourne, forcing Bandt out of politics.
This time, everyone was gunning for us, and we came very close, but we couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, Bandt was quite emotional there, but there aren't too many people who have thrown more hatred into politics than this bloke. His sense of moral superiority fuelled a visceral disdain for his opponents.
People in Melbourne hate Peter Dutton, and with very good reason. They've seen his brand of toxic racism on display for many years. They've seen his time as immigration minister. They've seen him make comments about Melbourne. And like me, many of them wanted him as far away from power as possible.
Now, Bandt is wrong about most things, and I'll come to a bit more of that in a moment, but he's not always wrong. It turns out that sometimes he gets something right, and some of his election analysis was close to the mark.
Labor did run a very good campaign, and they linked Trump to Peter Dutton, and made it clear, as we sought to do as well, but Labor made it very clear that Dutton was about trying to bring the Trump style of politics to Australia. And I think it became one of the key defining features of the election that drove a big part of that 5-week riptide that we spoke about.
Yeah, that sure was a big part of it. Bandt kept banging on today about how he won the most first preference votes in Melbourne but lost the seat. Yeah, mate. Remember, you got elected in the first place when Labor won the most votes and Liberal preferences got you over the line. And most Labor MPs over the past decade or so have been elected because of Greens preferences, often when the Liberals have led on first preferences. I mean, he's whinging about a preference system that's actually been the key to the Greens' political rise. Now, Bandt, like most climate alarmists, has failed to practice what he's preached over the years. The Victorian MP has booked up private jet flights on taxpayer-funded travel, adding to his carbon footprint as well as public expenses. And Bandt has also taken the Greens away from environmentalism, leading them to become the most prominent and hateful activists against Israel, giving succor to supporters of Hamas.
The best thing the government could do to bring peace in Gaza is stop backing the Israeli government invasion of Gaza and take some concrete steps right now to put pressure on this extreme war cabinet of Benjamin Netanyahu that is ignoring orders to stop genocide.
Just shocking and fact-free, and helping to fuel hatred on our shores, especially against Jewish Australians. Now, Bandt didn't take any questions today. He just made his lengthy farewell speech and scurried off, but not before lecturing the media.
Before I finish up, I want to give a little bit of free advice to the media, if I can. I can see the grimaces here, but we're in a climate crisis. We're in a climate crisis. I really want the media to stop reporting on climate as a political issue and start thinking about it as if our country was being invaded.
Just bizarre. As if our country's being invaded. If we were being invaded, the Greens wouldn't want us to fight back anyway. They're not really into defence. So before I finish up, let me give a bit of free advice to the Greens. Stop trying to scare people with alarmist exaggeration and lies about the climate. Just deal with the facts and the science. It makes you far more believable, and it's actually more honest and ethical. Second, don't pretend that anything you do in this country, opposing coal and gas projects or promoting the reckless renewables rollout, don't pretend that any of that will have any effect on the climate. It won't, it can't, and you know it. So if you want to reduce global emissions, start taking up the fight with China. Try to lecture China on emissions reductions. Perhaps give it a go in Russia too. Take your activism to where it might actually make a difference. Anyway, with Bandt gone, the Greens will still spout the same sort of loopy stuff, and just have a think about who their next leader will be. I mean, have a look at some of the leading contenders.
I've just returned from Pakistan after seeing my Ammi. Australia's criminal inaction on climate is deeply felt there, felt in the extreme heat, felt in the melting glaciers washing away entire villages, and felt in the everyday life of children in Pakistan who are suffocating in an ever-deadly mix of intense heat and trapped pollution. So we must remember also to lift our gaze. We must start a process of making climate reparations to the Global South countries who are most harmed by Australia's contribution to the climate crisis. The Albanese government has been complicit in the genocide in Gaza, and they have failed to take strong action against Israel's war crimes.
Have you sold out your environment credentials for a rotten, stinking extinction salmon? Extinction salmon.
We are living in a time and world of climate catastrophe. These are climate fires, and they are raging.
42.7 billion over 4 years. That is an absolute outrage from a government that said there wouldn't be any new public money for new coal, oil and gas.
Yeah, the loopiness and the lies and the bile is going to continue. I just want to share with you a statement via social media that Peter Dutton has now put out in response to Adam Bandt. He says, no spin by Adam Bandt can change the reality that he and other Green members lost their seats because of their appalling treatment of the Jewish community. Australians were rightly disgusted at their behaviour. We were proud to preference the Greens last, helping to ensure Adam Bandt's loss. There you go, a boot up the backside from Peter Dutton as he goes. Now, as you just saw then, from the leading contenders to replace Adam Bandt, he is gone. But the Greens, well, they will remain the same.